If you own even one single share of a company, you can show up at a shareholder meeting and ask the CEO questions. There's always a whole string of people on the left side doing that and putting the pressure on. We can do it too. We must do it too. You don't have to own a single share to go out and pick it. And because we're on the right, we won't leave a terrible mess. We'll bring some drinks for ourselves and have a lovely day and thank the cops and the security at the front on the way out. So we can do all of those things, whether we have any shares or not. Also, if you own shares, get on the internet, the institutional investor relations page, and let these companies know why you're so angry. Push back. They get really antsy about this, which is part of why they've surrendered to the left so consistently, right? Because they've been doing this for decades. If you're just a consumer, and I want to stress this, just boycotting doesn't make any difference. The Babylon Bee killed it the other day. They had a little piece about the man who absolutely was boycotting all liberal companies. And so he was living in a cave, all snuggy on a MyPillow. And he was set for winter with Goya beans aplenty. Because there's nothing left. There's nothing else. So don't buy from companies you don't want to buy from, but realize that boycotting won't work. And if you stop buying from them, get on their customer relations lines, get on their Facebook pages, get on their, whatever, I'm not a social media, however, talkie, right? Get on and let these people know that you've had it and why you've had it and why, for instance, you're not going to buy any more Levi's jeans, you're not going to buy any more Coca-Cola because there's other pointless dark fizzy water to buy. All right? And then, excuse me. And then additionally, there are public actions to take. Public actions include, now listen, what's going on by the boardrooms, they call it stakeholder capitalism. It's not stakeholder capitalism. What it is an insurrection. They love that word. It's an insurrection of the CEOs, of the managerial classes, against the true owners of the company, the ultimate shareholders. And that's whether you are invested in a pension fund, right, or an ETF, so that you own shares of shares, you're still the ultimate investor. And yet Larry Fink at BlackRock usurps your position as the capitalist so that he can pretend he's listening to stakeholders who are mostly in his head, right? Or he sock puppeted the ones who conveniently have the position he already wants to take. And he's, oh, I'm working for all stakeholders. That's not stakeholder capitalism. It's not capitalism. It's managerial socialism just by people who haven't even been appointed or elected or hired by anybody or appointed and elected. It's this, well, I don't want to break Godwin's law, but look into how fascism actually worked in Italy at the beginning. Corporatism and corporations running private life, and think, But because of this, we have to start making careful changes to legislation or to how we interpret legislation. Antitrust law, as it already exists, and even under the Bork customer value rules, can be understood in ways that force Facebook and Twitter and Amazon, et cetera, to stop combining to keep out competitors and to act as essentially common carriers that have to take all comers and treat them exactly equally, not as private monopolistic censors in explicit work with this administration, combination with this administration. At the state level, we can make changes, small changes to corporate law, which make it more expensive for CEOs to just sock puppet that they're doing what the stakeholders want, when in fact they're just doing what they want, and the research they rely on is so biased, so absurd, that it can be thrown out of court, or the cause of damages in court. We could also look, I think there are a number of young people in this room, and I think they'll have very specific understanding and memory of this. What if states, because as I said, this is a long march through the institutions, it's been going on forever, it's worked in higher education. What if states passed laws that said, look, state universities, state college system, if you're going to have benefits for minorities, if you're going to have special favors for minorities, you have to treat viewpoint minorities as minorities and give them the same sort of most favored nation status, not just students, but in hiring professors. Even in hard red states, the campuses are so left that they wouldn't be able to hire another left-wing lunatic for 50 years to balance out the viewpoints. Anyway, I'm out of time, and thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful, wonderful conference. Thank you.